Ooh, I guess that is on. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a boisterous voice. I probably don't really just push that to the side a little bit. On behalf of the Entrepreneurship Club, I wish to give you all a cheerful welcome. We're going to have a wonderful and enjoyable time today. Together, we have the privilege and an honor to welcome such distinguished and diversified panel of guests. But not only are they our guests, they are all fellow Kean alumni. How lucky are we that they are here for us today? We get to find out their varied experiences and catch a glimpse into their worlds and what it's like for each and every one of them on a daily basis. We are truly delighted to have you all here, and we welcome you here today. So, with that being said, we're going to start off with a little sociable welcome. So on a count of 3, I would like for everyone to either turn to your left or turn to your right, and just to extend a friendly hello, how are you, good afternoon, some form of greeting. So, wait, I didn't say on a count of 3 yet. I didn't count. So, all right, 1, 2, 2.5. 2 3/4. I know y'all remember that as kids. All right, go, 3. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Tanya. Okay, thank you for that. The Entrepreneurship Club wants to know that there are no strangers here in this room today. Here we're only friends whom we are yet to meet, journeys that we are yet to adventure on, goals we are to explore, and hopefully for our dreams and visions to make true. When most people hear of the Entrepreneurship Club, they think of as someone that has to be in the business field. Well, yes, there are many of us in the business field. However, there are many of us that are not, because anyone can become their own boss on any given day in whatever field they so choose to go. You can be a criminal justice major, you can be a shrink, but one day I'm gonna find out, but a psychologist, why they really call them a shrink. You could be a doctor or whatever you chose to be. We hope in the near future you will consider joining our club. Stop in for a meeting or 2 in the spring, and we're planning some other fun things, such as seminars for writing business plans and a resume writing workshop. So now, I would like to introduce you to our advisor, Dr. Soot something. I couldn't say his name at the beginning of the semester, and here we are at the end, and I still can't say it, so sorry. So when we're looking for an advisor, he accepted the challenge and agreed to give us useful information, listen to our ideas and our thoughts, and encourage us to venture out. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Dr. Soot.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. And on behalf of the School of Management and Marketing at Kean University, it is our honor to have opportunity to listen to our alum who successful in their entrepreneurship and their business. Remember the old saying that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So today is a golden opportunity that we will have a chance to listen to their journey, their success, and we will have some opportunity to ask them a question, and we'll learn something. I call this a golden opportunity, right? Once again, following our grand opening of the Entrepreneurship Club over here, this is the first event that we step up to the challenge, and this is the first event that we doing on the 10-year anniversary of Kean Ocean. So the goal is to make sure that we interact with business people, entrepreneurs. So we are not only teaching in classroom, but we learn something real, and we would be able to at least learn something today. So once again, on behalf of School of Management and Marketing, we appreciate for your great opportunity to be here, and we will start to listen to the something that's very interesting that they call golden opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Soot. Some say that our minds are like sponges and that they're looking for the right input to soak it up and absorb it. And then there are others that will say our minds are like gardens and our thoughts are seeds. With that, we can choose to grow our flowers or we can choose to grow weeds. We hope with this forum today that we can offer you just that, an opening, a vision, a chance to embark on a course in your life that will fulfill a passion or desire of your choosing. There are many times in life that we may think we cannot do something just because someone has told us no. Don't let that be your final answer. Don't give up. Seek another way, find another path, and hopefully we will hear from our panelists today on how they overcame those issues. So, we have all waited for some time to hear our guest speakers to speak, so let's not waste any more time and get this show on the road. May we welcome them with warmth in our hearts and with a resounding round of applause. And with that, I will give you Mr. Jacob Brisbane, who will get it all started for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Tonya. My name is Jacob Brisbane, the treasurer of the Entrepreneurship Club. We've all been very excited to have you guys here. Me and a couple of the members have been working very hard to get this together. I'm very happy to see it. So we're going to start off first with Tammy Bolden from Bolden Interior Designs. She's a graduate from 94 and 2010. 2004 and 2010, I apologize. And she's going to speak first tonight. So welcome, Tammy, everybody. Yes.
Wow, I feel a little bit like a celebrity. Hello, everyone. He made a little bit of a mistake. I did graduate in 1994, my first degree. That's okay. I like 2004 better. I graduated in 1994 with a management science degree in marketing. And I transferred to Kean by way of Morgan State University. I went to Morgan State University, and I'm not sure if you all know about it. It's an HBCU, Historically Black College and University. And I went there, and I had a great time, very good time. Such a good time that my mother said, come on back home. So when I came back home, I was like, okay, I decided to go to Kean, and it was one of the best decisions that I have ever made. I got to be able to go close to home under the watchful eye of my mother, and to be able to be engrossed in a community that was all about making sure that students succeed. So I got a degree in marketing. I did jobs in sales and marketing and public relations, but I wasn't really fulfilled. I got married, had children, and just did not feel like I was just doing what my life's purpose was. So I had a nice conversation with my husband, and I always had a very strong interest in architecture and design. One of the reasons I went into being a real estate agent is because I wanted to have access to homes and that kind of thing. So I went into real estate, but again, I was not fulfilled. So I decided to go back to school for interior design. I went to Kean to get a copy of my transcript because I was going to transfer to Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. And as I'm standing in line, I look at the bulletin and I see there was a portion of the bulletin that spoke about the second degree program in interior design. I'm like, what? Here at Kean? So I immediately said, you know what? This is where I'm going to go. I had a great experience my first time and went and decided to join the second degree program at Kean. So I got my BFA in interior design in 2010. And not long after, or before I even graduated, I just started interning for a designer in Montclair. I live in Montclair. And when it was time for me to graduate, she hired me on as a design assistant, but unfortunately, she decided to move. So I was like, ooh. Since I had business experience prior to going to interior design school, I said, you know what? I'm a smart cookie. I could do this. And I ventured out and decided to start my own business. And right out of college, right out of design school, and it's been a very interesting ride for the last 6-7 years. I'm glad to be here to be able to talk about it because it's been ups and downs. There's a lot of challenges, and I'm sure we'll talk about that further. But that's a little bit about me, and that's it.
Thank you, Tammy. If anybody has any good questions that they're going to have, we're going to have a little bit of time later for everybody to have opportunity to speak to the panelists. So please feel free to write something down in your notebook or something. These guys are looking for some really good questions at the end, so I hope you guys can do that for us. Thank you, Tammy. Again, I appreciate it. Next, I'd like to welcome you guys, Glenn Garino, graduated in 1982, has owned Garino Furniture and worked on furniture since 1978, and I'd like to welcome you, Glenn.
Well, my name is Glenn Garino, and my business is designing and making one-of-a-kind pieces of furniture for various clients. They could be private clients or public clients. But how did I get started in this? Started when I was 9 years old, and I spent some time in England, and my uncle was there, and he used to make model boats. When I came back, I built a workbench, and I haven't looked back since. I got a degree to teach woodworking, and I was a wrestling coach and a track coach, and I really enjoyed that, and I would make things for people. And then a few years went by, and I decided that to become a better teacher, I should really study design. So that's when I actually did go to Kean for my master's. And there, it was a wonderful experience. There were a couple other people like me, and we created a bond. And we bounced ideas off of each other. We worked many times through the night into going out for breakfast. And we are still all friends. In fact, I'm going to a party from one of them Saturday. So my idea was to put much more art into my furniture. So with the art degree, then I was able to do that. So from there, I would enter into different art shows, that sort of thing, and slowly but surely I've built my style. So now people, when they see a piece of mine in a coffee table book or something like that, they kind of recognize it's mine before they actually see the name, which I'm happy about. I stopped teaching full-time, but I still adjunct one course a semester. About 10 years ago, I guess, my wife and I, since I retired from teaching high school, I decided to go full-time into my furniture business. And my wife, Marie, became my publicist and marketing agent, and things have evolved from there. So since then, many shows, many design opportunities. I guess the thing I like the most about what I do is that I get to do my craft, but I get to design some really special pieces for some really special people. And that's probably the most satisfaction I get, delivering a piece or sending out a piece that's well received. I'd like to say, though, quite a few of my students have also opened up businesses for themselves and do very well. And I've personally helped some of them along the way or came in as a consultant along the way. So the teaching part of this has been very good for me. And I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing young people in my classes. It helps keep me fresh. And I think by dealing with students and their design problems and concerns actually helps me grow in my own art field, because I'm always trying to help each individual student with their designs, and that gives me a catalyst for my own designs. It's not something that's planned, but it happens. So there's a lot of give and take. And that's where I am right now.
Thank you, Glenn. Next on our list, we have Laura Condon, author, consumer advocate, founder of the New Jersey Beauty and Wellness Professionals, and owner of Jersey Boutique and Spa. Thank you so much. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I think being here for you guys is pretty much the first step in being an entrepreneur. You have to show up, and most people will never show up. There's probably got to be a lot more people than this that want to open their own business or think about it, but they never take the first step. And so that's really what it is. And for me, one of the best things about being an entrepreneur is I get to decide how much money I want to make. So I think most people want to make money. I don't know, does anybody here want to make money? Yeah. Does anybody want money? I do. Who wants money? I want it. Who wants money? I want it. Who wants money? We want it. Who wants money? I want it. There you go, $50 because he got off his ass. Woo. That's all it takes, and that's the only thing that matters when being an entrepreneur. I'm not the smartest, the tallest, the prettiest, the skinniest, but I'm in the beauty industry, and I've been pretty far up in it, I have to say. And I'm pretty well known in the industry. Like I said, I'm in the beauty industry. This is not beauty in America, okay? So, but I get up, I show up before I'm supposed to be there. I just say please and thank you. I do what I'm supposed to do, whatever they tell me. Most of the time, I am a Jersey girl. And then, and I try and keep up the relations and keep the jobs coming in. I bust my ass, and that's all it is. And even a couple of weeks ago, I was getting out of the car, and I had my arms full, and I dropped something, I bent down to get it, pick it up, and another thing dropped, and then another thing dropped, and then I was like, I am such a hot mess, but this is really what being a business owner is. Sometimes it's like Linus, with all the stuff going around, and that's how I feel, and sometimes that's how I look. I mean, I had someone else do my hair today, or else I would be a hot mess. And you're like, this girl does not own a business in the beauty industry. But it really is, some days you look good, and then some days it's a big mess, but you just keep going, and you just keep going, and you just don't listen to what anybody tells you in terms of, oh, you're crazy, it can't be done. Because then we wouldn't have planes, we wouldn't have skyscrapers, we wouldn't have elevators, we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have electricity if everybody told us it can't be done and we listened. I mean, what a boring world that would be. So just to backtrack a little bit, I too went away to college for 2 years and had a really great time. And then I ran out of money, so I came back and I finished up at Kean, and I graduated with a degree in psychology. So I was qualified to do absolutely nothing. And so I floundered around for a while. I went to work on my master's at Kean as well for drug and alcohol counseling, because I came from an alcoholic family, so I'm like, that's all I really know. I don't know that much else besides that of what I'm good at. I had no idea what I was good at. And so I got a job during the day as the admissions counselor for a cosmetology school, went to my master's at night, and then they needed someone to do a facial on. So I'm like, all right, I should probably know what I'm selling to these kids. I have no idea, telling them how great it is and how they're going to be so successful. So I walked in, I got a facial, and I had my Oprah aha moment. I was like, this is what I want to do. So then I went to cosmetology school for aesthetics, and that was pretty much it. And I had a million jobs, made every mistake you can probably make. And then you get to a certain level sometimes where you're unemployable to everybody else. You just have to do your own thing. And that's where I was. I was 30-something and change. And I was just like, I just have to do my own thing. Nobody will hire me because I've just done too many things. They think I want to tell them how to run their business, or I'm going to want, 80% commission. And that's another thing. We work on commission. So if I don't work, there's no money coming in unless you have multiple sources of income and passive income, which I highly recommend. Learn the stock market. Love it, learn it. Figure out different ways to make money that you're not having to actually work. Because when it snows, How you know what I mean? And nobody comes out. You might not make money if you have a store. So you have to think about things, and you have to be very versatile. And like I said, the first step of being here is amazing, and it just says a lot about who you are and that you are taking this more seriously than the person who's not here. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Laura.
Hello, friends. I'm Vicki Hart with Hart Marketing Cooperative. You are a very hard act to follow because I will not be giving any money away today. I am, in fact, a startup myself. After almost 20 years of working in the creative staffing industry in the city, I serviced companies that were small individual companies, 1, 2, 3-person design shops, all the way up to large enterprises such as NBC, Tiffany, CNBC.